What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today the PlayStation 5 has been revealed. The first round between Sony and Microsoft has ended. And now both sides are taking the gloves off to assess the true strength of their opposition. Now that we've seen a taste from the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, which console leads the race? Who has scored more points in this epic clash for console supremacy? Well, let's forget about Nintendo, power up our hardware, and start a console war straight into this. The PlayStation 4 won the Champs belt years ago in their decisive victory against the pitiful Xbox One. Microsoft, you made it way too easy.
Fortunately, we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Very poor choice of words.
It was clear that PlayStation would not only be $100 cheaper, but in no way would it restrict your ability to play video games. A concept that Microsoft just couldn't fathom at the time.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
PlayStation. Shut up and take my money!
With a focus on the Kinect and television and apps, Xbox One seemed to be about everything but video games.
TV and movies? TV. Xbox. Watch TV.
Year after year, we've seen Sony and the PS4 continue to flaunt their champion's belt. Exclusive after exclusive, Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Bloodborne, Shadow of the Colossus Remastered, The Last of Us, Uncharted series, Death Stranding, and last but not least, Knack 1 and 2. Only in recent years have people started to take the Xbox more seriously. But even so, most of their focus has gone towards quality of life improvements more so than dope-ass exclusive titles. Though they still had some standouts in Sunset Overdrive, Halo MCC, never forget how broken it was, Titanfall 1, Rare Replay, Quantum Break, Sea of Thieves, Forza 7, Killer Instinct, Halo 5, Gears of War 5, Halo Wars 2, and last but not least, Dance Central Spotlight. Microsoft may have had the upper hand during the 360 PS3 era, yet Sony has relished in constant praise and success these last 7 years. Just by the numbers, as of January 2020, PS4 has sold over double the number of consoles than the Xbox One, and the Switch has gained enough traction to overtake the One as well. And when it comes to monthly sales, Xbox is the lowest of the three. Even as a longtime Xbox fanboy, I have begrudgingly declared PlayStation as the undisputed champion for the 8th generation. But how long will their reign last? Will it continue into the 9th illustrious age of video game consoles? There's more than one way to win a fight, and it's not just through brute strength. So, I'll be judging Sony and Microsoft's consoles through various categories, and give you my overall thoughts of each one at the end of the video. It's pretty wild to think 7 years have passed since the 8th gen consoles launched, and the hype train is picking up more steam every day. Expectations are massive, and it's time we take a look. This just in, we have confirmation that the PS5 has taken a swift lead over the Xbox Series X. The memes have now flooded across all forms of social media. Router beats refrigerator every time. Now, to be real, this immediate reaction is only telling of how people feel right now. Now, both consoles are set to release in November or December, holiday season. It'll be interesting to see which one releases first. Now, the point of reveals like this is to establish your console's identity, build character, create a feeling and tone. You want to showcase a diverse array of games and experiences that your console offers. Experiences that can't be found on any other platform. Make use of the valuable studios you have at your disposal, and just razzle and dazzle us. Console reveals need to show what's new to the public, how the hardware has advanced, what is now possible that wasn't before. And overall, PlayStation has done a much better job of illustrating what the PS5 is all about. Neither console has revealed their retail price, and that will be a huge deciding factor in which one people decide to buy. I reckon Microsoft won't be beaten price by Sony this time. For now, public perception is swayed towards PS5. Both of these consoles will need to have style if they hope to capture the hearts of gamers. You want your friends to see it when they come over and be like, "Damn, I want one of those." Now, the internet has been blown away by the visuals of the PlayStation 5, and I think it looks really cool. They've strayed away from the black design that they were accustomed to, and it just screams future. Coming straight out of Camino with this. What? If there's not a Battlefront 3 coming out in a special clone edition of the PS5, missed opportunity. It's got a black interior, white exterior with blue accented lines. You will want to dust off your PS5 to keep it as pretty as possible. The controller keeps that touchpad. Fundamentally, PlayStation controllers have not changed much at all over the years, but it appears more ergonomically designed. I feel like the console is only going to look cool if you have it upright though. On the other hand, Xbox Series X is basically the Xbox One X, except more of a cube form instead of a rectangle. Controller looks exactly the same. It's not a bad design. I guess there's a new share button. Not really a game changer. But to me, Xbox One controllers are more user-friendly because they have the battery pack. So you just keep some of those bad boys charged and you don't have to worry about plugging it into the console, ever. You have to wonder, for parents and grandparents trying to buy a console for their kids, are they going to be able to spot a noticeable difference? What did little Johnny want for Christmas again? An Xbox One X? Xbox Series X? Oh, never mind, Agatha. This one says Xbox 360. That sounds way more futuristic. Let's get Johnny that one. And the names. Xbox follows no clear pattern. Neither does Nintendo, but they're much more clever. Should have just called it the Xbox Scorpio. Scorpions are fucking cool. The green light at the top is kinda neat, but design-wise, it's just too easy to make fun of. I really think they should just remake the design of the original Xbox. The bottom line, 5 is bigger than 4, and therefore better. The Series X feels and looks like more of the same. I don't want that. I'd also like to point out how promotional images can make you feel about a product. Like this one, the Series X looks boring, like it's trying to blend into the background and not be noticed. There's no contrasting colors or anything. Meanwhile, the PlayStation 5 is like, oh. The PS5 in this image just captures your eyes more easily. Both consoles seem to be on even footing for controllers, yet the DualShock 5 will have resistance triggers similar to the Xbox Elite controller. But in my subjective opinion, hottest looks has to go to PS5. It looks new, and yeah, you can make fun of it for being a router, but it is the sexiest router you've ever seen. I don't know if there's enough time to change the visuals of the Series X, but I hope they do. Quickly going back to public perception, on YouTube the like-dislike ratio of both reveals is pretty slanted. Not to mention on both official channels, the X has 1.2 million views in 1 month, and PS5 has... Wow! Which one do you think people are more interested in? Although the original Series X reveal has 12 million views, so there's that. COVID-19 has thrown a wrench into nearly every type of business, and I just want to say that I do respect both Sony and Microsoft for what they were able to put together, and for adjusting to the situation. But let's give each of our contestants a chance to show off their muscles. Starting with...
Hello and welcome to the first look at Xbox Series X gameplay being broadcast from our homes to yours.
The gameplay reveal of the Series X was...
hard disappointing.
Microsoft even admits they set some wrong expectations.
Everything you see here will highlight the in-game experience, with actual gameplay captured in-engine, actual gameplay.
Liar! Which, if you remove that aspect of it, the reveals themselves were alright. Yeah, well, if you call it a gameplay reveal, people are gonna expect to see tacos. Every game you're about to see is being optimized for Xbox Series X. Doesn't that go without saying? Now, aside from the last 2/3 of this reveal being filler, the Series X didn't really play a strong hand. Everyone knows that cinematics don't equate to how a game will look, play, or feel at release. It only gives you an idea. So Microsoft failed in that department. However, they showcased every major studio they are working with, and this is a nice visual to illustrate how much variety we should expect from the Series X. They talked about the specs, of course. Smart delivery is interesting.
Ensuring that fans only have to purchase the game once to enjoy it on whichever Xbox system they own or will own in the future.
Buy Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox One, get it free on Series X. Aren't things great without Don Matrick around? My problem with the Series X reveal is nothing stole the show. You know, there wasn't a game that jumped out and was like, fucking buy me right now, you need to play me. They had a decent variety. I mean, Call of the Sea comes across like a Sea of Thieves sequel. Bright Memory Infinite does look pretty interesting. Kind of like a Titanfall 3, to be honest. Except without the Titans. You know, what did I want to see? A return of some of your old classics. Fucking indie Mech Assault game. Or Fusion Frenzy 3. A new Fable. For God's sake, something made by Rare. A new Banjo-Kazooie. A new Conker game. It's crazy to me how easy it would be to generate hype if you just invested in like one of those. None of this stuff is all that cool. I mean, holy fuck! Dinosaurs, explosions and shit, holy cow! Stop cutting the video. Show me gameplay. Show me gameplay for this thing, I want it! Second Extinction, Reclaim Earth, I'm gonna remember you. That title is badass. You know, it really was a big tease to say, Assassin's Creed gameplay, we've got new Assassin's Creed gameplay here, and then like collectively show 5 seconds of Valhalla gameplay. Overall, the majority of the important stuff was in the first 27 minutes. It felt like Xbox wasn't taking this as seriously as they should have.
How about I try out a few now? Maybe we'll go into the world of Scarlet Nexus, or maybe I could tear up the streets in Dirt 5, or...
You know, and the way it was presented didn't generate the hype that they were probably hoping for. There weren't as many people on board to talk about the games. I mean, where's Phil Spencer, Major Nelson? They gotta make appearances in July. You know, gotta get some personalities to add to that cool factor.
Well, I would think that...
It doesn't matter what you think, Bill.
I don't care what you have to do to keep Keanu Reeves promoting Cyberpunk 2077 for Xbox Series X. Pay the man. Just pay him.
You're breathtaking.
Patrick Mahomes' appearance was cool, but, you know, it's for a Madden game, so how cool is it really? A huge letdown is obviously the lack of, like, first-party games, which I talked about. New and old IPs we love, but the biggest disappointment was... where the hell is Halo? Why has Halo not been the titanic juggernaut it was for so many years? Why hasn't Microsoft played their biggest hand yet? There's only so much time between now and Infinite's release to generate hype, you know? It's just the smoking gun is nowhere to be found, for better or worse. Despite all this, the Series X is in a way better position than the Xbox One was after its reveal at E3. We'll know for sure if we should stand with Xbox after the July event. At the very least, they acknowledged and embraced the meme. Brownie points there. Sony, on the other hand, treated their event like a gameplay reveal, and it was just that easy to sway public perception their way. I wouldn't say they killed it because there's some weirdo shit in there, but...
And it's tasty too! Welcome to the island of bug snacks.
Sometimes I feel like I'm just standing on the edge of doing great things.
What the fuck was that?
Now, watch closely.
You, me, together, we were destined for something great.
Did you you see what they did there? At the start, showed off a bunch of games in rapid succession to establish a feel. This is what you can get if you buy a PlayStation 5. 2 minutes in, hype generator active. Then they killed off some hype with an immediate trailer for a 7-year-old game. Oh my goodness, 1 million GTA cash? This really is the future of gaming. But then we got, hell yeah. God, this beat makes me feel like dancing. New Spider-Man, okay, you're back on track. The PS5 was just way more palatable in its presentation. The pattern. Show off a cool trailer, then some snippets of gameplay, and top it off with a quick summary from one of the developers. The pacing is spot on, and the titles were way more diverse than the Series X. And they showed off like a solid amount of gameplay. Ratchet & Clank looks fantastic. I'm weirdly excited for Destruction All-Stars, even though I hate the running animations. This is how people run in Destruction All-Stars. Seeing a new Oddworld game, Soulstorm, was oddly satisfying. Am I the only person that remembers this franchise? They showed off some indie games I'm not particularly interested in, but respect goes to the variety. Obligatory sports game reveal that nobody cares about. What else you got, Sony? Anything good? Well, what's this, huh? Some farming simulator? What? Could it be? No, they wouldn't. What they effing did! Demon Souls! Oh, hell yeah! Wait, is this a remaster or a remake? It's a remake? Oh, hell yeah! Oh, you got a dinosaur game, Xbox? Check out this robotic dinosaur game. Horizon Forbidden West. I'm so excited to see how pretty this game looks. Now, when it comes to confirmed exclusives, did you think PlayStation was gonna lose this one? As of right now, Sony's got, I think, 10 exclusives to Microsoft's 4. Now, you really need both a solid lineup of games and exclusives to warrant your console being purchased at release. Gotta start strong. You know, last gen, neither platform had any standouts at launch, to me. And if Demon Souls Remake is gonna be a launch title for PS5, I'm getting one. The list of confirmed games is pretty sizable for both platforms, and many of them will be released for both. You make up your mind on which one suits your needs. At this point, PS5 has me excited. There's more reasons to get one, and I'm just not sure how to feel about the Series X. It's too early to say for sure which console will have the better lineup. That and price are the two most important things. But both platforms have an additional 5 to 6 months to sharpen their swords and create more selling points. A big question on my mind is, will Sony and PlayStation be able to maintain their exclusivity deals with Bungie and Activision? PlayStation has been killing it ever since Microsoft let go of that deal with Activision. Whether or not you like content-timed exclusives for consoles, they do allow a platform to distinguish their version of a game from another. PlayStation has been the place for Call of Duty fans for 4.5 years, and that's a huge community. Sony and Microsoft now have to play who's the highest bidder if they want to snatch the advantage for themselves. Microsoft has taken the initiative to really flesh out the hardware and specs of their consoles. This has maybe shifted attention away from what actually makes the console unique, but they seem to be doing better than Sony in this regard. I'd expect no less from a software company. Series X has a more powerful CPU, better graphics card, 1TB hard drive. Finally, it can have more than 5 games installed. Both have Blu-ray drives and will be 4K capable, able to run at 120 frames per second. That's impressive. And it seems Microsoft and Sony realized how annoying it was to install games and updates that took 5 hours, so they are ramping up the power of their respective SSDs. Of course, PCs will always take the cake in performance and visuals, but the Series X is probably your next best bet, at likely $1,000+ cheaper. The PS4 sounds like a dying horse when playing games, and I never even noticed the Xbox One. Do you hear that fucking fan? That is the PS4 struggling to survive. Holy fuck, that's loud. So in terms of hardware, Xbox is likely going to come out on top. Better hardware can open up doors for game developers, so in theory, the Series X should have more options. But what's more important, the hardware itself or the games you play it on? As an ancient gamer with a sizable collection, backwards compatibility is real important to me. Microsoft obliterates Sony in this department, confirming that over 600 360 and original Xbox titles will be backwards compatible in addition to all Xbox One games. Every single one of these titles will utilize the improved hardware and will basically be the best way to play them. PlayStation 5 will have BC with PS4 and PSVR games. Series X doesn't support VR as of right now, but Microsoft has been investing in this feature for years, and Sony, you got some catching up to do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the rivalry is fierce, and not so one-sided this time around. Microsoft remembered to put their hands up and not block with their face. Both fighters have greased up their mitts and are ready for round 2. We've looked at pretty much everything we know about the consoles as of right now and compared and contrast the two. In the end, whichever console you prefer, end up getting, or defend until your dying breath, competition is good for all of us. And while Nintendo is off doing their own damn thing, it finally feels like Xbox is competing in the same race as Sony. Taking in everything we know into consideration, I may be a biased Xbox fanboy, but I have to admit I'm more hyped for the PS5. The show was better. It was just better. The console has a beautiful design, and most of all, they showed off games that I'm actually interested in. Gave some love to their old familiar IPs. Yes, PlayStation 5 has won the first round, but don't count your chickens, because Xbox is going to come back swinging in July. But what do you think? Which console are you leaning towards? What game are you most excited to play? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And while you're at it, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, join our public Discord server, and if you're a super fan, support me on Patreon. Thank you all for watching. That's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace!